But that's not very common. But
yeah, in Hollywood they do that. You know, Ang Lee doing a cowboy movie. Wow, absurd, man. So, but it's okay. They make millions, you know, 300 million. So fine. Yeah. Numerous service advances for Ang Lee. It's okay.
But directors from the Philippines, even when they leave abroad, they seem to be really connected to the motherland. Is that true, and why is that?
Yeah, because the issue of immigration, just like the poets, you have this issue of immigration also, illegal immigrants outside. So I did a lot of works also, like some shorts and a long film in New York, but it's still about the Filipino struggle in New York, the so-called diaspora, you know, Filipino concentration, you know, how we live in New York, you know, Jersey City, you know, San Francisco.
Do you think traveling or visiting some film festivals change your
definitely
as an artist, as an artist?
Definitely, the scores, the exchange, everything is very rich. You know, festivals are very important. You cannot underestimate the importance of festivals in terms of cultural exchanges. It's great. You know.
First movies, you had your own editors, but then you started to edit your films by yourself. Why you decided to do it by yourself, and what did change mean to you?
I'm poor. I couldn't rent studios, so I had to do it myself. I had to do everything from shooting to editing, everything, writing. Yeah. So it's all about, you know, it's a new process as given by this digital age, you know, where we own the brush now, we own our own instruments now. The filmmaker is free now, you know, we can actually make our films alone, you know. We can go to an island alone and then we go back to the city, we have the film. Just ask James Binning, the great James Binning is here. He's doing that. He's been shooting alone and he's doing great.
Proszę Państwa, cały czas czekamy na pytania, bardzo prosimy. If anyone wants to ask a question, just please do it. Question?
Yeah, I would like you to ask about the responsibility for culture, because you haven't actually quite said what do you mean by the responsibility, just to keep the borders of the cinema, or what is it exactly? Because you said it's kind of moral, but...
Just make good films, man, that's a responsibility. You don't have to really be uptight about it, just make it good. That's a responsibility already, you know. Just like Patti Smith said, just make a good song and that's it. You're good for culture.
And what do you mean by good, actually?
What's that?
What do you mean by good film? It's such a vast industry.
I don't know, it's very subjective, man. What's a good film to you now, at your age? It's very subjective. Yeah. I cannot fight you if you say this film is good, because it's very subjective. It's yours.
Well, but then actually, if I want to make a good movie and I have a responsibility towards culture to make a good movie, well, I cannot actually evaluate if it's good or not, because it's subjective. So how can I know?
No. It's not about doing it carelessly. Also, you're very careful. Also, read a lot. You know, prepare yourself mentally. You know how to draw the line between good and evil. You know that Assad is bad. You know that Obama is good. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Proszę bardzo, jeżeli są jeszcze jakieś pytania, to bardzo prosimy.
Philippine cinema discuss.
Everything from the bicycle guy to.
For example, when we look at the Indian cinema, usually they talk about the big gap between the classes there. Or when we talk about when we look at the Arabic cinema, for example, I am Arab. They talk about religion and politics and. What's the most popular subjects that you discuss in
Philippines? Poverty.
Poverty, okay.
Yeah, poverty.
So it's the same.
Poverty, Catholic guilt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The motherfucking Marcos guy. Yeah. who fuck us up for 24 years, you know.
Okay, also, I haven't seen before any Filipino films. I don't know why, maybe you don't participate in the international film festival. I live in Norway, I have been before in Egypt, and in these two countries, they have some cinema festivals.
Yeah, maybe one day they'll invite us also. So
it depends on the invitation from the organizers. You don't send like
yeah, sometimes they just invite us. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You're from what country?
I am from Yemen and I live in Norway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions, please? You said that in contemporary world everyone can do his own movie. So what will be the situation in the future? Maybe in the world when everybody can do art. There's not such a thing as art.
There's a deluge of cinema now, so-called. You know, people are just shooting everywhere, but you can actually see who's doing well. You know, don't worry about that. Just the good ones will come out. You know, the bad ones will be washed up in the river.
Who has to judge what's good?
We don't know. It's like, you know, aesthetics will judge.
And do you think your own movies were appreciated enough in the past?
What's that?
Do you think that your movies were appreciated enough in the film festivals?
Yeah, I'm grateful that it's been shown here. No regrets. No regrets. Even if I don't have money, it's okay. No problem.
Can you imagine a situation when you have a really, I don't know, couple of $1 billion and you can make a huge movie? What would you?
That would be very dangerous. You know, I just need a little money to make films. You know.
Dangerous in what way?
Profligacy, extravagance. These things already are like compromises for the soul. You know, the very issue of too much. There's too much. That's already a compromise for the soul. You know, profligacy. Look what happened to Tunisia, to Egypt, to Algeria. Now we have the Arab Spring, great, you know. Assad, he was there for the family was there for 40 years. That's extravagance. There's just too much for them. Too much, you know, profligacy, extravagance, it's just too much. Yeah. And the Syrian people's souls were compromised because of that. We know that. Even in Egypt, in Tunisia, everywhere, where there's too much, you know, Idi Amin, you know, Iran now, it's very dangerous.
Proszę Państwa, czekamy dalej na pytania. Could you say something about preparing your movies, so making your movies? Because I can imagine 8 hours long movie, and I heard that you were making it.
We don't actually prepare. We just wait for some idea and then we discuss and we go to some place. Like when I shot this film, the one that's showing out here, Century of Birthing, I was sitting very early in the morning beside a street in the place where I live. And I heard two people talking about a storm coming, and that's the idea. I called up 2 actors, come with me, we go to the storm and shoot some film there. That's the start of the film. We went, the 3 of us went to the storm and started shooting.
And how long did you make this movie, this particular movie?
The Century of Birthing, 4 years. Florentino Habaldo, the other film, 3 years.
So it's possible for you to make 2 or 3 different kind of movies at the same time?
Sometimes they overlap, because you stop and then, because you don't have money anymore, you have to find some money. So you work or beg, you know, and then you get little money again and call him up again, hey, I got some a few thousands here, we go back to the island and shoot again. Let's go.
And do you have any response from the Philippines audience?
We just do some of the universities, it's hard, you know, because all the theaters in the country is being owned by a Chinese syndicate and it's all Hollywood. It's hard to compete with Hollywood.
So it didn't happen that your movies were shown
just at the universities, at least to the young people, the cultural center of the Philippines. Yes, yeah.
Proszę Państwa, musimy zmierzać do końca, więc bardzo prosimy o pytanie. Czyli macie Państwo jakieś pytania? If anyone wants to ask a question, someone wants to ask a moment. Could you tell us about your impressions from the movies you have seen here in the competition?
I'm a member of the jury, so
yeah, I'm not asking about.
They're great. They're great. I've seen some great films. Yeah, they're good. Yeah. So, but I couldn't expound on them because I'm a member of the jury. We'll be discussing the films on the 27th. So,
do you see some, I don't know, some general theme in these movies, or?
Well, yeah, it's still, there's a lot about alienation, of course, because of the modern age, post-modern age, so to speak, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there any particular movie, particular theme, story you're waiting for in cinema? You really want to...
I'm still waiting.
But you know what the story about? What kind of story you'd like to see in the movie?
Here?
Yeah, here.
Well, as a fellow audience, I want to be surprised also. So there's no expectations. You go to the theater and then boom, you enter this new world, this new culture. It's great. That's how you watch cinema. Just be open, you know, open yourself and embrace it. That's cinema.
Właśnie dokładnie tego możemy się spodziewać od naszego gościa, pan Lavem, proszę Państwa. Bardzo dziękujemy.